Howdy, I'm Lee Wilson, and this is TGO Wyoming, on the move. And today, I want to talk about when things go wrong. Because sometimes things just go completely and totally wrong. So, backstory. This weekend was the Flycasters, the Wyoming Flycasters, annual 10 sleep outing. Now, this is a camping trip, fishing trip, up in the Bighorn Mountains, in the Bighorn National Park. National Forest, I should say. It's not a national park, it's a national forest. And we go every year. We had to skip last year because our son was, 2 months old, and you just don't take a 2-month-old up into the mountains. That's not a good thing. That's a recipe for disaster. So we were very, very eagerly anticipating this year's. Well, it did not go right. Everything started off wrong, and there's a few things to learn from it. So I forgot my ham radios. I forgot a lot of things. By the end, there was a massive list of things that we left behind, forgot to do, and a lot of which, didn't necessarily spoil the trip, but certainly made it less enjoyable. So it's hard to maintain a good attitude, and my wife is much better at this sometimes than I am. She just was able to find the humor in it. I, however, was not able to find the humor in it, and Friday was just a pretty much an awful day. And it's important to try to keep a positive attitude, but sometimes you lose sight of it, and sometimes you're just a grouch, and that was me on Friday. Fortunately, Friday night was a halfway decent night. Went to bed early, got up at 6 a.m., and Saturday morning was absolutely gorgeous. The cloud cover had kind of gone away. It had rained on us on Friday night, thank goodness for the pop-up camper. Of course, it also got really cold, and our heater in the camper does not work properly. That was another thing that went wrong, and that I finally eventually had to find humor in. The heater, the thermostat will kick on, but the heater won't always actually activate. It'll say it'll backfire constantly, and so it sounded like muffled gunshots in the distance. And it wouldn't stop doing that until you got out of the bed, went over, turned it off, waited for the fan to kick off, turned it back on. Hopefully then it would start up properly. Sometimes it didn't. And I did this every hour and a half, all of Saturday night. And it just was not a good time. So, again, hard to keep that positive attitude. Fishing with a 1-year-old, not easy, especially when he's teething and having a miserable time, so that was a challenge. Now, I'm sure I'm going to look back at this trip in time and think, man, that was alright. But at this determination, it was pretty much, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't good either. And so I'm just going to sit with that. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't good either. But trying to maintain that positive attitude when everything is just kind of stacking up and going wrong is difficult, but it's important to do. So, even when the chips are down and things just don't seem like they're going to get any better, try to find the humor in something. My wife certainly did. I had a hard time with it. There were a few funny moments, but it's the best way to deal with compounding problems. I mean, there were quite a few, but I guess a day out in the woods certainly, or at least 2 days out in the woods, certainly be, a day in town. So I'll take it. But I'm certainly going to try to get out and do a little bit of adventuring here in a couple of weeks, and go adventure in the Bighorns again. So I'll definitely make some video of that. But that's really it. When things suck, embrace the suck. Try to make it better. Try to make the best of it, even when it keeps stacking up on you and it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better. Alright, that's about it for now. And as always, thanks for watching. And stay safe, shoot straight, and don't forget to subscribe for more great videos.